I'm Sandra from Employers for Childcare, and I'm here this afternoon with Brenda from our Family Benefits Advice Service. And we're going to talk a little bit about the Sure Start Maternity Grant, which I know is available across the UK, but not in Scotland. Is that right, Brenda?
Yeah, that's right, Sandra. It's the Sure Start Maternity Grant is no longer available in Scotland, and it's been replaced by the pregnancy and baby payment. But elsewhere in the UK, it is still available. It's a one-off payment of £500, and it's paid to families to help towards the costs of the new baby. And important to note that it is a grant, so it doesn't have to be repaid like a loan.
Okay, so who is eligible for the payment, and will it affect any other benefits they might be claiming?
Yeah, so if you are excluding Scotland, so if you're in the UK excluding Scotland, you will qualify for the Sure Start Maternity Grant. If you're expecting your first child or expecting a multiple birth, and you are on a qualifying benefit. So I'll just go through those qualifying benefits just so as people know what they actually are. So there's income support, income-based job seekers allowance, pension credit or child tax credit, working tax credit that includes a disability or a severe disability element, and universal credit. So they're the qualifying benefits that you need to be in receipt of before you can then apply for the Sure Start Maternity Grant. Now, in terms of it affecting eligibility for other benefits, I can assure people that it doesn't affect it. It's a one-off payment. It's not counted as income, and it doesn't affect tax credits, universal credit, or any other benefit.
Thanks, Brenda. Are there any other eligibility criteria that people need to be in order to be able to claim the Sure Start Maternity Grant?
Yes, Sandra, you need to be aware that usually there would be no children under the age of 16 in the household. So if you have other children under the age of 16, you wouldn't normally be entitled. Now, there are some exceptions to that, such as multiple births, where you're claiming for children from the same pregnancy, or where the only other child is under 16, is the actual parent of the baby being claimed for, which is something that we'd come across quite a lot with school-aged mums. And then where there is another one is where the child is a dependent of the claimant, as well as claiming for the grandchild effectively. So they are the exceptions where the children can be under the age of 16 in the household. The other exception is if you or your dependent are aged under 20 and you're expecting a multiple birth, you can get a Sure Start Maternity Grant if you already have a child or children under the age of 16 in your family. The amount you can get depends on whether the number of babies expected or born is more than the number of children already in the family.
Okay, thank you. And what about adoptive parents? Are they able to claim?
Yes, you can get the Sure Start Maternity Grant if you're adopting or becoming a surrogate parent. And the baby must be less than 1 year old on the date that you claim. And you must be receiving the same benefits beyond the qualifying benefits that we mentioned previously there. So the same rules would apply in terms of the qualifying benefits. There are a number of different criteria. Again, I'll go through this just so that people are aware what that criteria is for adoptive or surrogate parents. One is that you have to be responsible for the baby and you're not the mother. So you become responsible for the baby. The baby has been placed with you for adoption, or the baby has, you've got permission to adopt the baby from abroad. You've got a parental order for a surrogate birth. You've been appointed as a guardian, or you've an adoption or a residence order. But again, the baby must be less than 1 year old on the date that you claim, where any of those circumstances apply.
And what about when can the grant be claimed? Is it available before the baby is born to buy some of the things that a new parent would need, like a pram or a cot, for example?
Yeah, I mean, we get asked this question a lot because, as you've pointed out, things need to be bought in advance. So you can claim the grant within 11 weeks of the baby's due date. So provided you're on one of those qualifying benefits, or within 6 months after the baby's birth.
Okay, and does the amount you receive depend on your income or circumstances?
So yes, I mean, basically, you'll normally receive the £500 for the eligible child, and that is actually across the board, the £500. So if you already have children under 16, you can only get the grant if you're expecting a multiple birth in that situation. So we would advise you to get in touch with us on our free phone number, 0800 028 3008, if you want to work out how much you'd be entitled to, or if you want to discuss a multiple birth with an advisor.
Okay, and how does anyone actually apply for the Sure Start Maternity Grant?
So to apply for the Sure Start Maternity Grant, it's an SF 100 form that you need, and that's in Northern Ireland and England and Wales. It's the same form. So it can be downloaded from the NI Direct website if you're in Northern Ireland, and if you're in England or Wales, you can download it from the gov.uk website. So you can submit the claim from 11 weeks before the baby's due until 6 months after the birth. And I would point out that you need to ensure that you're on a qualifying benefit when you're actually sending the form off. Because if you send the form off and you're not on a qualifying benefit, then it's very common to have it rejected. So just make sure you're on that qualifying benefit and is in payment before you apply for the Sure Start Maternity Grant. And if you're becoming responsible for a child through adoption, then you must claim within 6 months of the child being placed with you.
Okay.
So the other thing we do get asked, sorry Sandra, is that you do need to get it signed by a doctor, a midwife, or a health visitor, so a health professional. And that's usually at the back of the claim form, where the health professional will make the statement to verify the baby's being born or is due on a certain date. And then once you've got your bit completed and your health visitor signed it, then you would basically send it to your Social Security office or Jobs and Benefits office if you're in Northern Ireland, or Job Centre Plus if you're in England and Wales. And you'll get then a letter back confirming that you've been successful, and the money will be paid into your bank directly.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Brenda. That's a really helpful explanation of the Sure Start Maternity Grant. There's quite a bit to go through there, and a useful overview of how you claim for the grant, which hopefully will benefit anybody watching this. We know that having a baby is an expensive time for parents, and we really want to help any parents to be able to claim any support that they are entitled to. And to find out what other financial support you may be entitled to, contact our Family Benefits Advice Service, where Brenda or one of the other team members can give you personalised advice based on your family's unique circumstances. It's free, it's impartial, it's confidential, and you can contact us on our free phone helpline 0800 028 3008, or drop us an email to hello@employersforchildcare.org. Thanks again for watching. Thank you.